Welcome back to our channel, World of Coins. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Abraham Lincoln penny coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them because it could make you a millionaire overnight. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're going to uncover the fascinating history and potential worth of a coin that many might overlook, the United States 1-cent coin from 1971. Though this little coin might seem like just a small part of your spare change, it could actually be hiding a value far beyond its face value. Stick around, because by the end of this video, we'll reveal just how much a 1971 1-cent coin could be worth in today's market. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the history of the 1-cent coin from 1971. During this time, the United States was in the midst of significant economic and social changes. The country was navigating the post-Vietnam War era, and the 1970s were a time of inflation and shifts in the American economy. Coins, including the humble 1-cent piece, were being produced as part of the ongoing circulation to support everyday transactions. The heart of this story is the fact that the 1971 1-cent coin was minted in massive quantities. Over 4.5 billion of these coins were produced that year. With that kind of volume, it would be easy to assume that these coins are just another piece of common currency, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Now, let's talk about the design of the 1971 1-cent coin. On the obverse, or front side, we have the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most recognizable figures in American history. The design, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has been featured on the penny since 1909, and Lincoln's image is as iconic as ever. The coin also features the inscription, "In God We Trust," the year of minting, and "Liberty," representing the ideals that Abraham Lincoln fought for. On the reverse side, we see the traditional image of the Lincoln Memorial, another design that has graced the back of the penny since 1959. The Lincoln Memorial is a symbol of national pride and unity, honoring Lincoln's legacy. The word "e pluribus unum" appears on the reverse, which translates to "out of many, one," further emphasizing the unity of the United States. So, what makes the 1971 1-cent coin so interesting in the world of coin collecting? While the vast majority of 1971 pennies are still in circulation, there is one very specific variation that has caught the attention of collectors worldwide. The 1971 1-cent coin can be found in two different minting varieties, one with a normal, clear strike, and another that features a much rarer error, what's known as a double die obverse. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin makes two impressions instead of one, resulting in a slightly doubled image on the front of the coin, particularly around Lincoln's ear and the date. While these types of errors are not common, they have become highly sought after by collectors, as they represent a unique piece of history, one that wasn't intended by the U.S. Mint. The value of a double die obverse 1971 penny is significantly higher than a regular 1-cent coin, making it a true treasure for those lucky enough to find one. The key to the value of these coins lies in their condition. Coins that have been well preserved, free from heavy wear and damage, are far more valuable to collectors. This is especially true for error coins, which are considered a rare anomaly. If you happen to find a 1971 1-cent coin in excellent condition, or, better yet, a double die obverse variant, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. It's important to note that not all 1971 pennies are worth a lot of money. In fact, most of the coins you find today are likely to be worth only their face value, 1 cent. But for collectors, discovering a well-preserved error coin can be the thrill of a lifetime. As for the value of a 1971 1-cent coin in today's market, well, it's a bit of a roller coaster ride. The price can vary significantly depending on factors like the rarity of the coin, its condition, and whether it's a double die obverse. A regular, well-worn 1971 penny might be worth just a few cents, but when you start talking about the rare double die obverse, the numbers start to climb. In fact, if you're fortunate enough to own a high-grade example of this error coin, it could fetch a jaw-dropping amount. The most valuable 1971 1-cent double die obverse penny ever sold at auction went for a whopping $74,000. Yes, you heard that right, $74,000. For a single penny. This goes to show how much collectors are willing to pay for a rare and well-preserved coin, especially one with a unique error like the double die obverse. If you think you might have a 1971 penny hiding in your collection or sitting in your change jar, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Remember, the key is in the details. A coin in pristine condition, especially with a unique minting error, could be worth far more than you ever imagined. So, next time you're going through your spare change or sorting through old coins, don't overlook the humble 1971 1-cent piece. With a little luck and a keen eye, you might just stumble upon one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in American history. Top 2, we have an exciting journey ahead as we explore a coin that may be sitting in your collection or hidden away in a forgotten drawer. We're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1975. At first glance, this coin might seem like just another small piece of change, but don't be so quick to dismiss it. The 1975 penny has a fascinating backstory and, depending on its condition and certain rare features, it could be worth a lot more than you think. So, grab your magnifying glass and get ready, because we're about to dive into the world of the 1975 1-cent coin and uncover how much it could be worth today. Let's start by taking a look at the historical context of the 1975 penny. The 1970s was a transformative decade for the United States, as the country faced economic challenges, such as inflation and the aftermath of the Vietnam War. The U.S. Mint continued to produce coins for everyday circulation, and the 1975 1-cent coin was part of that effort. During this time, pennies were still widely used in commerce, and there were no signs of the penny's eventual decline in popularity, at least not yet. However, this period was also marked by several changes in coin production, and the 1975 penny ended up being quite a bit more interesting than it initially seemed. Now, let's break down the design of the 1975 1-cent coin. On the obverse side of the coin, we have the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this image of Lincoln has been featured on the penny since 1909, making it one of the most enduring and iconic coin designs in American history. Surrounding Lincoln's profile, you'll find the words, "In God We Trust," the year, 1975, and the inscription, "Liberty." It's a classic design, one that represents freedom, unity, and the enduring legacy of one of the most important figures in American history. On the reverse side, we find a more familiar sight, the image of the Lincoln Memorial, which has adorned the back of the penny since 1959. The Lincoln Memorial stands as a symbol of national pride and unity, reflecting the values of freedom and democracy that the United States was founded upon. The inscription, E pluribus unum, appears beneath the memorial, meaning, out of many, one, which is the motto of the United States. This imagery reinforces the idea that the United States, while diverse, is united under one government and one set of ideals. So, what makes the 1975 1-cent coin unique in the eyes of collectors? While most 1975 pennies are relatively common and found in circulation, the key to the value of this particular coin lies in its condition and a rare variety that only some collectors are fortunate enough to encounter. The United States Mint produced a massive number of these pennies in 1975, and over the years, most of them have been subject to wear and tear, reducing their value. However, a coin that has been kept in pristine condition can be a real gem, especially if it has a rare feature known as the double die obverse. You see, in 1975, some 1-cent coins were struck with a rare error in the minting process known as the double die obverse. This occurs when the coin's die, which is used to strike the image onto the surface of the coin, gets misaligned during the production process, leading to a doubling effect on the features of the coin. For the 1975 penny, this error is most noticeable around the lettering, especially in the date, 1975, and the word, Liberty. Now, this is where the excitement begins. Error coins, particularly those with a double die feature, are highly sought after by collectors. These coins are unique, often considered to be mistakes by the mint, and are viewed as rare treasures. The rarity of the 1975 double die obverse penny has made it a prized find for those who search through piles of pennies, looking for that one coin that could change everything. However, finding a 1975 double-die obverse penny in excellent condition is extremely rare. Most of the coins produced that year have been in circulation for decades, which means they have been subjected to scratches, dents, and discoloration. The key to unlocking significant value in these coins is finding one that is nearly perfect, free from wear and in the highest grade possible. If you happen to have one of these rare coins, it could be worth far more than you might expect. While a regular 1975 penny in good condition might only fetch a few cents, a well-preserved 1975 double-die obverse penny could be worth thousands of dollars. The exact value depends on factors such as the severity of the doubling error, the coin's overall condition, and the level of demand from collectors at the time of sale. The market for error coins has surged in recent years, and the 1975 double-die obverse penny is no exception. Coins with this rare error have been known to fetch impressive sums at auction, especially if they are in near-perfect or uncirculated condition. Some of these coins have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars, which makes this humble penny far more valuable than its face value would suggest. So, what's the final word on the value of the 1975 1-cent coin? If you are fortunate enough to own one of these rare double-die obverse pennies in mint condition, you could be holding a small fortune. The highest prices for these coins have reached as much as $70,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $70,000 for a single penny. Now that you know about the potential value of the 1975 1-cent coin, it's time to check your collection, your spare change jar, or any old coins you have lying around. If you discover a 1975 penny in great condition, especially with the double-die obverse error, you might be sitting on a rare and valuable treasure. Top 3, we're diving into something truly special, a coin that may be sitting in your collection or hiding in your spare change jar, waiting to surprise you. We're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1976. At first glance, it may look like just another penny, but trust me, there's much more to this little coin than meets the eye. Whether you're an experienced collector or a casual coin enthusiast, you'll want to hear about how this humble penny might just be worth a lot more than its face value. Stick with us, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much a 1976 1-cent coin could be worth in today's market. To fully appreciate the significance of the 1976 penny, let's first look at the historical backdrop of that year. 1976 was a landmark year for the United States. It marked the bicentennial, the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. To celebrate this monumental occasion, the U.S. Mint produced special coins, including a redesigned quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coin, all featuring unique bicentennial designs. While the penny wasn't part of this bicentennial series, it still holds historical importance. Now, let's take a look at the design of the 1976 1-cent coin. On the obverse, you'll find the timeless image of Abraham Lincoln, as designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait of Lincoln has graced the penny since 1909, making it one of the most iconic and enduring coin designs in U.S. history. The coin also features the inscription, "In God We Trust," the word "Liberty," and, of course, the year of minting, 1976. But here's where things start to get interesting. On the reverse side of the 1976 penny, there's no Lincoln Memorial, as we see on most pennies. Instead, for this year, there was a subtle change. The reverse of the 1976 penny featured the same design that was introduced in 1959, which depicted the Lincoln Memorial. But the real distinction in the 1976 penny lies in the fact that it was part of a transitional period. During this time, many coins were minted with slight variations that, while not immediately obvious, would make certain coins stand out to collectors. Most of the 1976 pennies you come across will be relatively common, with millions of them still circulating today. However, there are some key factors that can make a 1976 penny especially valuable. One of the most important things to consider when evaluating the worth of a coin is its condition. As with any coin, the value of the 1976 penny increases significantly if it's in pristine condition, free from scratches, dents, or discoloration. But wait, there's more to the story. Just like many other coins from this era, the 1976 penny also has some rare varieties that collectors go crazy for. One of the most notable is the so-called double die obverse variety. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, resulting in the doubling of certain elements of the coin's design. For the 1976 penny, the doubling is most noticeable around the date and the word liberty. While this type of error was fairly common with coins from this era, a double die obverse penny from 1976 in excellent condition is quite rare, making it a highly desirable item for collectors. Another variation that increases the value of the 1976 penny is the D mint mark, which indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. While many of these coins were produced in large quantities, the Denver minted coins tend to have slight differences in their appearance, which can increase their collectability. But how much could a 1976 penny be worth if you're lucky enough to have one of these rare variations in your collection? Well, that depends on a few factors, including the rarity of the coin, its condition, and the specific market demand at the time of sale. Most 1976 pennies will still be worth just their face value, but a 1976 double die obverse penny in pristine condition has been known to fetch far more than that. The value of a high-grade 1976 double die obverse penny can reach impressive amounts, especially when sold at auction or through private collectors. While the value of error coins can fluctuate over time, one thing is for sure: if you have a rare, well-preserved example, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. If you own a 1976 penny with a double die obverse error in excellent condition, you could be looking at a price tag that could make your jaw drop. The highest auction prices for these rare pennies have reached a staggering $68,000, that's right, $68,000 for a single penny. For a coin that originally only cost 1 cent, that's an unbelievable return on investment. This goes to show just how much rare and well-preserved coins can appreciate in value over time, especially when they have unique features or minting errors. So, the next time you're going through your old coins or checking your spare change, don't overlook that 1976 penny. It may look like just another penny, but with a little luck and a keen eye, you could find yourself holding a rare coin worth thousands of dollars. Top 4, we're going to talk about a coin that may seem like just another ordinary penny, but trust me, this little piece of history could be hiding a treasure worth thousands of dollars. We're diving deep into the United States 1-cent coin from 1977. You might be thinking, it's just a penny from the 1970s. What's so special about that? Well, stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll see why the 1977 penny could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Let's first take a look at the history of the 1977 penny. The United States was going through an interesting period during this time. The country was in the midst of a post-Vietnam War era and was dealing with the effects of inflation and the energy crisis. The 1970s were also a time of economic transition, with the U.S. Mint continuing to produce coins that would circulate widely among the public. This coin, minted in large quantities, might seem like just another piece of everyday change. However, certain factors make the 1977 penny particularly unique and valuable for collectors. The design of the 1977 penny is classic and unchanged from the familiar design we've seen for decades. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Since its introduction in 1909, this design has become one of the most iconic and enduring images on U.S. currency. The words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," surround Lincoln's profile, and you'll also find the year 1977 inscribed on the coin. On the reverse side, the design features the Lincoln Memorial, which has been a symbol of the nation's history since 1959. The memorial stands as a testament to Lincoln's legacy and the unity he helped preserve during the Civil War. Below the memorial, you'll find the motto, E pluribus unum, which means, out of many, one, reflecting the nation's diverse yet unified nature. So, why should you care about this particular penny? Well, like many coins from this era, there are some rare variations of the 1977 penny that make it more valuable than most people realize. While most 1977 pennies are relatively common, the ones that are in excellent condition or have unique features can fetch a lot more than face value. There are two main factors that make this penny worth paying attention to: its rarity and its condition. First, let's talk about the rarity factor. The United States Mint produced millions of 1977 pennies, but the majority of them were circulated widely and have experienced significant wear and tear over the years. Finding a 1977 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is quite rare. Coins that are well preserved, free of scratches, and still retain their original shine and details are highly sought after by collectors. These coins are much more valuable than those that show signs of heavy circulation. Now, let's dive into the even rarer version of the 1977 penny, the double die error coin. If you're unfamiliar with error coins, they are mistakes made during the minting process that result in unusual features on the coin. A double die error happens when the die that stamps the image onto the coin is misaligned, causing certain parts of the design to appear doubled or slightly offset. For the 1977 penny, this error is most noticeable in the date, 1977, and the word, Liberty. The double die error coins from 1977 are considered particularly valuable because they are relatively rare, and the mistake is easily identifiable, especially on a coin in good condition. Collectors actively search for these error coins, knowing that they can fetch impressive sums at auction or private sales. If you're lucky enough to find a 1977 penny with this double die error, you could be holding something much more valuable than just a regular penny. In addition to the double die error, another important factor to consider is the coin's mint mark. The 1977 penny could have been minted in either Philadelphia or Denver, and the location of the mint can sometimes influence a coin's value. While the mint mark typically doesn't have as big of an impact as the condition or errors, certain variations can still be of interest to collectors, especially those looking to complete their sets. But how much could this 1977 penny be worth if you have one in great condition or with an error? The answer might surprise you. While a regular 1977 penny in typical condition might only be worth a few cents, a 1977 double die penny in near perfect or uncirculated condition could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. These rare error coins are highly prized by collectors, and their value has been steadily increasing over the years. If you happen to have one of these rare 1977 pennies in your collection, or if you discover one while going through your spare change, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The highest known sale prices for a 1977 double die penny have reached incredible amounts, and the coin's value continues to rise as more collectors hunt for these elusive treasures. So, what's the final verdict on the value of the 1977 penny? If you're fortunate enough to have a 1977 double die error penny in excellent condition, you could be holding a coin worth as much as $69,000. That's right, $69,000 for a single penny. This incredible value is proof of how much rare coins can appreciate over time, especially when they have unique features or errors that make them stand out from the crowd. If you've been collecting coins for a while or just started recently, make sure to check your collection carefully. That 1977 penny you thought was just a common coin could very well be worth far more than you realized. And if you don't have one yet, don't worry, now you know what to look for when hunting for rare coins. Top 5, we're about to explore one of the most fascinating pennies to ever hit the market, the United States 1-cent coin from 1979. Now, you may be wondering, what makes a 1979 penny so special? Well, you're about to find out. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this coin could be worth a lot more than you think. Let's start with a little history lesson. The 1970s were an interesting decade for the United States. The country was dealing with significant changes, both politically and economically. The 1979 penny, however, wasn't just another piece of everyday change. It came during a time when the U.S. Mint was still churning out millions of pennies to meet the country's demand for small change, but something was happening behind the scenes that would eventually make certain coins from this period incredibly valuable. Now, if you're familiar with U.S. coins, you'll know that the design of the 1-cent coin hasn't changed much since it was first introduced in 1909. The obverse of the 1979 penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has stood the test of time and has been a part of the U.S. Mint's identity for over a century. Along with the portrait, you'll see the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty" inscribed, along with the year of minting, 1979. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which has been featured on the penny since 1959. The memorial serves as a reminder of Lincoln's legacy and his contribution to preserving the Union during the Civil War. Below the memorial, you'll find the motto, "E pluribus unum," a phrase that reflects the unity of the United States. This design, although a staple of U.S. currency for decades, has a deeper connection to American history, making the 1979 penny something more than just a simple coin. But why is the 1979 penny special, you ask? Well, the real intrigue lies in the unique features of this coin and the condition in which it is found. While most 1979 pennies that you come across are in circulated condition, there are a select few that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, and these are the ones that hold significant value. The rarity of these coins, combined with their excellent state of preservation, makes them highly sought after by collectors. One of the key factors that increase the value of the 1979 penny is its condition. Coins that have been circulated heavily often show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, and the loss of fine details. A coin that is in mint or near mint condition, however, is a rare find. The more well-preserved the coin, the higher its value. So, if you happen to come across a 1979 penny that looks like it just came from the US Mint, you might be looking at something worth a lot more than just 1 cent. However, there's another layer of rarity to consider. Some 1979 pennies were struck with a particular minting error that makes them extremely valuable. Error coins are a favorite among collectors because they're unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. For the 1979 penny, the most notable error is the double die obverse. This happens when the die used to stamp the coin gets misaligned during the minting process, causing certain elements of the design to appear doubled. The most noticeable doubling on the 1979 penny is found in the word "Liberty" and the date, 1979. These double die errors are incredibly rare and sought after by serious collectors. The value of a 1979 penny with this error increases significantly, especially if it's in excellent condition. A double die error coin from 1979 can be worth far more than its face value, often reaching thousands of dollars at auction. Collectors know that finding a well-preserved double die 1979 penny is a treasure, and they're willing to pay top dollar for one. Another factor that contributes to the value of the 1979 penny is its mint mark. The U.S. Mint produces coins at several different locations, and each mint is identified by a mint mark. The 1979 penny could have been minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, and the mint mark is usually found on the obverse side of the coin. While the mint mark alone doesn't necessarily increase the value of the coin, it's still something that collectors take into account when determining a coin's worth. But how much could a 1979 penny be worth if you happen to find one of these rare variations in excellent condition? Well, it turns out that this little penny could be worth a lot more than you think. If you find a 1979 double die error penny that's well preserved, it could fetch a jaw-dropping amount of money on the market. In fact, a 1979 double die penny in pristine, uncirculated condition has been known to sell for as much as $66,000. That's right, $66,000 for a single penny. This just goes to show how rare and valuable certain coins can be, even when they're from a seemingly ordinary year like 1979. The next time you're going through your coin collection or searching through spare change, keep your eyes peeled for the 1979 penny. You might just find one that's worth a small fortune. Remember, it's not just about finding any 1979 penny, it's about finding the right one with rare features, minting errors, or in excellent condition. Thanks for joining me today on this exciting coin journey. If you have any 1979 pennies in your collection, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. You could be holding on to a valuable piece of history. Top 6, we have an exciting topic to dive into, one that could change the way you look at a simple penny forever. You may have passed by it without a second thought, but the 1978 United States 1-cent coin could be hiding a hidden treasure worth a small fortune. In this video, we'll take a closer look at this coin, its history, design, and why it might just be the rarest penny in your collection. So, sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed as we uncover the true worth of the 1978 penny. Now, let's travel back in time to the year 1978. The United States was in the midst of a major cultural and economic shift. The country was experiencing inflation and rising energy prices, but on the flip side, it was also a time of innovation and technological advancements. The 1978 penny, like many others from the 1970s, was minted during this period of change. The U.S. Mint was busy churning out coins to meet the demand for circulating currency, but little did anyone know that some of these pennies would become highly sought after in the years to come. At first glance, the 1978 penny doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary. It has the same design that's been featured on U.S. pennies for over a century, the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design has been a mainstay of American currency since its introduction in 1909, and it remains one of the most recognizable images in the world. On the obverse side, the profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, is surrounded by the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year of minting, 1978. This design symbolizes Lincoln's enduring legacy and his role in preserving the Union during one of the most critical periods in U.S. history. On the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, which has been a part of the penny since 1959. The memorial serves as a tribute to Lincoln's leadership and his contributions to the nation. Below the memorial, the phrase, "E pluribus unum," meaning, out of many, one, reminds us of the unity of the United States. So, why should you care about the 1978 penny? Here's where it gets interesting. While the 1978 penny may seem like just another typical coin, there are some rare and valuable variations that have surfaced over the years. Most 1978 pennies are common and have been heavily circulated, but there are a few unique factors that can make this coin stand out from the rest. First and foremost, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Like many coins from this era, most 1978 pennies were used in daily transactions and show signs of wear and tear. However, coins that have been carefully stored or preserved in uncirculated condition are much rarer and more valuable. If you happen to find a 1978 penny that looks as fresh as the day it was minted, free of scratches, discoloration, or wear, you may be holding a coin worth far more than its face value. But there's another reason why the 1978 penny could be worth a small fortune: the possibility of minting errors. When it comes to coins, errors are a big deal, and some mistakes made during the minting process can make a coin extremely valuable. For the 1978 penny, the most significant error is the double die obverse. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin becomes misaligned, causing the design to appear doubled or shifted in certain areas. For the 1978 penny, this doubling is most noticeable in the date, 1978, and the word, Liberty. These double die error coins are highly sought after by collectors, as they are unique and often hard to find. The misaligned design gives the coin a distinct look that sets it apart from the regular 1978 pennies, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare specimens. If you happen to find a 1978 penny with a double die error in excellent condition, it could be worth much more than you might expect. In addition to the double die error, another factor to consider is the coin's mint mark. Depending on where the penny was minted, it could have been produced at the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, or the San Francisco Mint. While the mint mark itself doesn't always make a huge difference in value, it's still something that collectors pay attention to when evaluating a coin. Coins from certain mints can sometimes be rarer than others, depending on the number of coins produced at each location. So, what can you expect in terms of value for the 1978 penny? Well, if you happen to have a 1978 penny in uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error, you could be holding a coin worth far more than just 1 cent. While most 1978 pennies are worth only a few cents in their regular condition, error coins and well-preserved examples can fetch impressive sums in the market. In fact, if you have a 1978 double die penny in pristine condition, you could be looking at a value of up to $67,000. Yes, you heard that right, $67,000 for a single penny. This is a perfect example of how rare coins, even those from relatively recent years, can appreciate in value over time, especially when they have unique features like minting errors or are in exceptional condition. That it's truly remarkable to think that a penny, something most people would consider insignificant, can be worth thousands of dollars. This goes to show the importance of carefully examining your coin collection and keeping an eye out for any rare pieces that might be hiding right under your nose. So, the next time you come across a 1978 penny, take a closer look. It could be worth far more than you think. Top 7, and last rare coin for you, we have a fascinating topic for you, a simple coin that holds a surprising secret. We're talking about the 1970 United States 1 cent, also known as the penny. You may think that a penny, especially one minted in 1970, is just an ordinary piece of change. But wait, what if I told you that this seemingly insignificant penny could be worth thousands of dollars? In this video, we're going to explore the hidden value of the 1970 penny, the history behind it, and why it might be sitting in your collection waiting to be discovered. Stick around until the end because we're about to reveal a stunning number that will leave you speechless. Let's rewind for a moment and go back to the year 1970. It was a time of great change in the United States, politically, culturally, and economically. The country was dealing with the tail end of the Vietnam War, social upheaval, and major shifts in the economy. But amidst all of this, something was happening at the U.S. Mint. Coins were being produced at a rapid pace to meet the growing demand for currency. The 1970 penny, however, is a special coin in its own right. The obverse of this penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The image of Lincoln has been a staple on the penny since 1909 and remains one of the most well-known coin designs in the world. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959 as a tribute to the 16th President of the United States. This coin design has stood the test of time, and while it may seem standard to us now, it carries a rich historical significance that many collectors value. But here's the twist: what makes the 1970 penny so intriguing isn't necessarily its design, but rather its rarity and condition. While many 1970 pennies were minted and circulated, not all of them have remained in pristine condition. As with any coin, the value of the 1970 penny depends largely on its state of preservation. Most of the pennies you'll come across in your change or collection will have signs of wear and tear, scratches, discoloration, and loss of fine details. But that's not where the real value lies. The true value of the 1970 penny comes from the rare, uncirculated examples that have been carefully preserved over the years. Coins that have been kept in excellent condition are far less common than those that have been used and damaged in everyday transactions. When a penny is well preserved, it can be worth far more than just 1 cent. In fact, a 1970 penny in uncirculated condition is a highly prized item among coin collectors, and the market demand for these coins is growing as time goes on. But there's more to it than just condition. Some 1970 pennies were struck with specific minting errors that make them even more valuable. One of the most notable errors from this year is the 1970 small date variety. This error occurs when a certain number of pennies were struck with a smaller date compared to the standard 1970 penny. The small date variety is extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors because it is harder to find than the regular, larger date coins. This slight difference in the size of the digits makes all the difference in terms of value. The 1970 small date penny is so rare that it has become a holy grail for many serious collectors. Even if the coin is not in perfect uncirculated condition, a 1970 small date penny can still command a high price due to its rarity. If you come across one of these error coins, consider yourself very lucky. These pennies are in high demand, and prices for them continue to rise as more collectors discover their value. Aside from the 1970 small date error, another key factor that drives up the value of the 1970 penny is its mint mark. The mint mark tells you where the coin was struck, and for the 1970 penny, it could either be from the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, or the San Francisco Mint. The San Francisco Mint, in particular, is known for producing proof coins, coins that were specially made for collectors and were not meant for circulation. Proof coins are generally produced with a higher level of detail and quality than regular coins, making them even more valuable if you can find one from 1970. Now, you're probably wondering, how much could a 1970 penny actually be worth? Well, it depends on the coin's condition, rarity, and any potential minting errors. A standard 1970 penny in circulated condition might only be worth a few cents. However, if you're lucky enough to have an uncirculated 1970 penny or one with a rare minting error, the value can increase significantly. But the real jackpot comes if you happen to own a 1970s small date penny in near-perfect condition. This coin has been known to fetch incredible prices at auctions, especially when it's in excellent, uncirculated condition. So, how much could you expect to make from selling one of these rare pennies? You might be shocked to learn that the 1970s small date penny in mint condition can be worth as much as $77,000. That's right, $77,000 for a single penny. It's amazing how something so small and seemingly insignificant can carry such a big price tag. If you happen to have one of these rare pennies in your collection, now is the time to take a closer look and see if you've got a hidden treasure on your hands. In conclusion, the 1970 penny is a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but as we've learned today, it holds incredible value for collectors. Whether it's the condition of the coin, the presence of a minting error like the 1970s small date, or the historical significance behind it, the 1970 penny has become a highly sought-after item in the world of coin collecting. If you've got one of these pennies, it could be time to give it a closer inspection and see if you're holding on to a rare and valuable treasure. Thank you for joining me today as we uncovered the surprising value of the 1970 penny. I hope this video has given you a new appreciation for the world of coin collecting and the potential treasures that can be hiding in your collection. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a future discovery. Happy hunting, and who knows, your next big find could be right around the corner.